And we're back with the Daily News with Officer Hatchett. As you know, he's a WHHI ambassador, and today we're going to be talking about travel and documents you need to travel, whether it's to Mexico, to Europe, to Canada. So
yes.
Welcome, Officer Hatchett.
Thank you, Robyn. As you know, this year everybody, a lot of people are taking travel by driving their own personal vehicles. And we have two countries that we border. We got on the southern, we got Mexico, and then in the north we have Canada. And it's real easy to travel to Canada or Mexico. It all depends. The requirement might change a little bit, but it's real easy in Canada.
Okay.
And
so do you need a passport for Canada?
Yes. The first thing that you need to do is have a passport. It doesn't matter what passport. It could be from your country, or you have a green card, or you're a U.S. citizen. So you need to have your passport with you. Okay. The second thing that you need to have is an ID.
So you need both?
Yes.
Okay.
In some places they require you to have both.
Right.
To show both.
Okay.
If you're driving, you need to have your driver's license,
of course.
which is now an ID as well. Okay. And the third document that you need now is a vaccination card.
Yes.
Yes.
And so let's talk about Europe. Do you obviously you have to have a passport?
Yes.
And in many countries, like if you go on a cruise, you have to have a vaccination card. Yes. And even some, you have to be boosted.
You have to be boosted. Right. And also in some of the country, the requirement change, in which some of the country require you to be tested before you even board the other ship or travel in airplane. Right. But you need to check ahead of time because that restriction can be changed, and then you no longer can be tested, or you don't need to take a test.
When I went to Honduras for my mission trip in February, I had to show my vaccination to get into the country, and then I had to be tested before I came out. Now we're getting ready to go on vacation over to Ireland, and from what I understand, we don't have to be tested to come back into the country, which I'm really happy about. I don't want to get COVID, don't want to spread it, but glad that I can come home.
Yes, I recently came back from Canada, and I drove to Canada. In 72 hours before you arrive to the border, there's an app that you get in the phone, and it's called Canada Arrive, and you put your information on your passport, download your information. You download your personal information, where you live, also the hotel where you're going to stay, or you're going to stay with family member, and also your vaccination. So when you arrive to the border,
they already have it.
They already have it in the computer right there.
Now, Mexico, you have to have a passport, like a lot of folks go down to.
In Mexico too, you need to have a passport. But the passport, you don't need it to go into Mexico. You need it to come back when you return it back into the U.S.
Okay. Do you want to share some of this in Spanish for us?
Si ustedes piensan viajar, y en este año mucha gente está viajando en carro, necesitan tener por lo menos 3 tipos de documentos. La primera es un pasaporte. No importa si el pasaporte americano o de su país, necesita tener una forma de identificación, que puede ser una licencia de conducir, pero también el pasaporte puede ser una forma de identificación. If you don't have a driver's license, the passport can be an ID, identification form as well.
And then you probably should take a copy of your vaccination card too. You'll have the original, but then a copy.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because since I travel different countries, what I did was I make copies of my passport, especially like what they have, my pictures and my basic information, my driver's license and vaccination, and plastic. And I have them all in plastic separate, so I take it with me as well.
Okay, so we'll do that.
Just in case if you lose it, if you lose your passport, your document, you have copies in plastics.
I have a big baggie that's plastic, so before we leave next week, I'm going to do all of that and just put it in the plastic baggie.
This is one of the safety tips that we recommend people, because just in case somebody steals your information, you have them.
Or you lose. Let's say we were on a trip several years ago. My husband lost everything. He lost his driver's license. He didn't lose his passport, driver's license, his wallet. So, but we had copies of his driver's license.
Another good thing to do, another safety tip is to register at the embassy. You can register before you go, and they will have, you provide all your documents, your information, and they will have it. If something happened to you, they will check on you.
Okay, very good. And you said that you're getting ready to take your family to South Korea because your daughter likes the K-pops?
Yes. So our next trip we're planning already is going to be South Korea.
Thank you, Officer Hatchett. Very good tips. Appreciate it. And we'll be right back.